Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I want to talk to you about living in the city in the van. So there are pros and there are cons and there's tips and there are tricks, but I want to kind of talk to you about my experience and what we've experienced so far while living in the city that we don't know nothing about in the van. So when we were in Portland, we obviously lived in our van in the city there, but the difference between Portland and here is that we know Portland. You know, we both lived there for a long time. We know it. Portland is very event dweller friendly. There are event dwellers everywhere. People are a lot more laid back there than they are here. And overall, it was just a lot easier. You know, we found our spot right away and we pretty much stayed there the entire time, only moving a few times. And that's about it. Once we got here, that's a different story because California in general is not as friendly to event dwellers as Oregon is. And on top of that, we don't know the city. Yes, we've been here, but we don't know the city. We don't know where the good areas are, where the bad areas are, where it's okay to park, where it's not okay to park, and stuff like that. So it's been kind of a challenge to be living here in San Diego in the van. And overall, van life in the city, I think in general, kind of sucks, or it can suck, I guess. I guess it all depends on the person. But today, I'm going to talk about our personal experience of living in the van in the city that we know nothing about, and how challenging it's been. The first thing that was a challenge for us when we first got here is finding spots. So when we first got here, we went to the spot that we liked to stay at last time we were here, but then we quickly left because we had some crazy guy approach us and he knew exactly what we had in the trailer, and it just seemed like he's one of those people who would rob you. So we quickly left and never came back. So we went to a different area, and thank God we have some friends here in the area who were able to point us to some spots that could potentially work for us, and they did. So now we have a couple of spots that we rotate between that are nice and somewhat safe for us. So that's one thing. Another thing that we have going for us is that in addition to our trailer, our van looks like a regular work van, and it's nice looking, it's not dirty, it's come on, GoPro. Okay, it's not dirty, and it's a nice looking vehicle. It just looks like a clean work vehicle. So people don't notice us as easily, so we're able to be a little bit more stealthy, which is nice. It definitely helps when you're in the city. You don't want to be, you know, staying in one spot in like a dirty old RV that kind of looks like junk. Another thing is that at least what we do is we never want to stay in one area for too long because we don't want people to notice us. We don't want people to know that we lived here, and we don't want to, you know, people complain to the cops or cops notice us and stuff like that. So that aspect can be kind of challenging, kind of annoying to be constantly moving. Another thing that kind of sucks about living in the van in the city specifically is if you don't have a shower inside your vehicle, then you constantly have to plan out your rows. So you constantly plan out when you're going to take a shower, when you're going to go, you know, fill up on water, dump the toilets, do laundry and stuff like that. So it's constant moving and everything takes so much longer. So if you were living in an apartment, everything is right there, it's convenient, but living in the van, it's a whole different thing. Another thing that sucks about living in the van in the city, especially if you have a job and you have a dog, then it's tough because we never want to leave Lily in the van by herself. So me and Jed, when we're looking for jobs, we have to find jobs that are kind of opposite schedule. So we never leave Lily in the van for more than like an hour in the shaded spots, because especially here in San Diego, it gets pretty hot during the day. So that's another thing that kind of sucks. Oh my god, there's so many geese. Hold on, guys. Geese are going crazy because some people are trying to feed them. We're in the park today, so. But yeah, so it's kind of, I know, it kind of sucks living in the van in the city, to be honest, but we're getting used to it. It's working for us for right now, so. But the one amazing thing about living in the van in the city is that you don't have to pay rent. So if you're trying to save money, you're trying to pay off debts, it could be a great way to do that, especially if you know of a few spots already. Okay, so I had to move to the van because the wind outside is getting crazy. so hopefully it's not too dark. But anyways, one of the things that Jed's mentioned that sucks about living in the van in the city is the noise, especially if you're a light sleeper. The constant noise can easily wake you up. So for us, we try to find places that are somewhat quiet, especially in the mornings, so it doesn't disturb our sleep. So that's another thing. Another thing is lack of privacy. You know, you don't really have much privacy because you're always in public spaces. You know, during the day, if you spend it in the parks, there's a lot of people in the parks. At nighttime, there's going to be cars driving by, so there's no real privacy. What else? What else did you just say?
I don't remember, but I got another one.
Yeah.
You have to move a lot. Like your spot where you park at night, where you sleep, is different from the spot where you hang out during the day. And sometimes that spot, like this park we're hanging out, it closes at 5, so we have to drive 3 times to 3 different places. You know?
Yeah. So constant driving, constant moving. Then crazy people. There are crazy people everywhere. So like our first spot that we stayed at when we first got to San Diego, you know, we never go there again because of that crazy guy, and we're afraid that he might, you know, rob us or something. Especially that he knows what we have in the trailer as well. So yeah, so there's crazy people everywhere, even at the park. So you constantly have to deal with people, and if you're an introvert, dealing with people sucks. It really does. So overall, it's not as convenient, but van life in general is not really convenient. You're doing van life because you want to save money, or because you want to travel, or whatever other reasons you have. So it's not the most convenient, but at the same time, it's worth it. At least it's worth it for us, even though it definitely sucks at times. Doing van life while you're traveling, like if you're traveling around the country, you're going from BLM land to BLM land, that's a lot easier because you're never in the same spot for months and months at a time. You move around, people don't really notice you. So doing van life while you're traveling is a little bit easier than in the city.
I got another one.
Yeah?
Street sweepers and garbage trucks. They're so loud.
Oh, yeah,
and leaf blowers.
Yes.
Yeah, people with leaf blowers.
Yeah.
Those are the worst. Especially when you think that like the garbage truck is a tow truck. Because they sound similar.
Yeah.
You know, like this morning I woke up, I was like, oh God, is that a tow truck? I was like trying to get out of bed real quick to run up front to see.
Yeah.
There's that one time I was sleeping, we were at Walmart in Vegas, and I was sleeping, and there was a tow truck backing up to our van and getting ready to take us, and Evie ran into the van and took off real quick before he took us. But I was in the back sleeping, so it's like,
if I weren't by the van, like, we might have got towed.
Yeah.
And I would have come back with no van.
It was crazy.
Yeah, so the constant fear of possibly getting towed, especially if you're staying in the parking lots, you know, the Walmart parking lot, any parking lot, the business that owns it, they have the right to tow you. So I don't recommend sleeping in the parking lots unless you absolutely have to, you know, if you're passing through Walmart. But even with that, you know, go into Walmart and ask if it's okay for one night type of deal. But yeah, constant fear of towing because on the streets, you know, you constantly have to read the parking rules and regulations and stuff. So like here in San Diego, I found a few roads that could potentially be very good spots, but later I've noticed they have signs where no vehicle over 6 feet can be parked there, or over 8 feet, and they put those signs because they don't want RVs and van dwellers, you know, parking in those spots and sleeping. So you just constantly have to, you know the signs, read the signs, know the laws, and kind of keep an eye out. You constantly have to look out for your own safety. And it can be tiring, you know, like there's times where you just want to park the van and just relax and forget about rules and forget about crazy people and just relax without thinking about, you know, when you have to move the van or get towed. And it can be tough in the city, so it could definitely suck. Yeah, guys, so if you ever plan on doing van life in the city for a long time, like, you know, months or years at a time, just make sure to do a lot of research all the neighborhoods, you know, scout some spots, find a couple of spots to rotate between because you never want to stay in the same spots for months at a time. Just do a lot of research and see if that particular city is a good one to van dwell at. Like Portland is amazing for van dwelling. San Diego, California in general is just not as easy for van dwellers as like Oregon. So definitely do some research and make sure to stay safe. So if you are not a light sleeper, if you can sleep through anything, then living in the city in the van will be a little bit easier for you. But if you're a light sleeper, then it might not be as easy, and it's probably gonna get annoying pretty quickly. So, but that's it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it helped you guys. And just remember, everything in this world has positive and negative. So even though van life in the city sucks with some things, it's still an amazing thing because you don't have to pay rent and you're saving a lot of money. So depends on what you want to do. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.